Hey, Podcast America. Welcome to episode 70-something of the Enlightened Neanderthals podcast, brought to you by my own company, Training Northwest. We are approaching our last public class of the year, October 5th, which you can find on the website, trainingnorthwestllc.com. We are also a dealer of Vortex Optics. We are approaching hunting season rapidly. If you need binoculars or a spotting scope or a new scope for your rifle, even if you don't see it on the website under the Pro Shop tab, I can get it for you. If you send me an email, I'll have it in the mail pretty much immediately.
Also, a lot of times it's like a hunting season's coming up and it's like, I don't have that optic. Here's what I'd say. Buy next year's optic today.
So you can zero it.
Yes.
Especially if you're here locally in Snohomish County, Washington.
Yep.
If you buy your Vortex Optic from Training Northwest, you get to come out to the range and zero it so that it's not just sitting on the shelf waiting.
Goddamn, next year already sounds fun.
Fucking A, it does.
Yeah,
Mike, good luck reminding us what we talked about today.
I would like to say, who wore the best war uniforms, boys?
Hugo Boss.
I think he had something to do with it.
I think, yeah, it's pretty established. This was all over, but we were reconvening. The boys have been away for a little bit, and we all just got to hang out, and it's...
So we got a little wild. No, we didn't get wild. We just got a little scattered.
No, it was perfect. I think you guys need to think more about Nazi uniforms and how that impacts today. I think there's a huge correlation that you guys are just living your life, not looking at.
Fair enough.
Yep.
We'll leave it right there. You guys see what you think. Enjoy the show.
I was going to send him, make my own little company to send him swag from. That makes here. You want some of mine?
Jordan Brisket.
Yeah.
What were you guys saying about
Meat sweats.
your hunting packs there? Right before we.
Mike was asking if he doesn't know that his backpack's going to be here by the time hunting season starts.
Oh, you ordered a new pack.
I got the frame,
That's right.
but
we saw the frame. The bag
pack
isn't
I
here
want
yet.
still sold out.
That could be frustrating.
And I'm debating what to do. And I'm saying that because, like I was saying, I think lately I care about, for what deer seems to be, it's like you go up somewhere 5 miles, you hike up to a peak and it's like, well, if I'm up here, I'm not going to be running all the way back down to the base or towards the car. So it's like, all I care about is taking my gear up to that area and then I'll hunt this small circumference, like mountaintop or area or plateau that gets a lot of traffic. And I see where it's like I got the 25-inch frame. This is a good pod. I got the 25-inch frame. And
I love it.
Yeah. I got the 25-inch frame, and I know you say, I think you have a 26, and you say it's too big for this area because it gets caught. Like having a smaller frame
he's specifically talking about the thick rainforest on the peninsula, though.
Yeah.
Not where we go deer hunting.
No, you'll be fine out there. I'm talking about walking through brush and needing to duck under shit. You have to duck under stuff and hold that elevation another foot past whatever log you go past, because otherwise it gets caught, or all the vegetation and brush just constantly beating against it. And that's why I don't like it. I think for 99% of the US, as far as places you hunt, it's great. But when you're just in heavy, nasty shit, it just gets caught up on stuff.
But I feel there's no
but
bag.
most backpack would.
Yeah, there's no bag that's going to bridge that. And
any hauler type backpack, which who the fuck wants to go overnighting out on the peninsula in hunting season? I feel like that's day pack. Yeah, Jordan just got a wild look in his eye. Yeah. But that's miserable.
Yeah, not enough to go. That's why I didn't this year.
Yeah.
I completely fucked my season up, dude.
Yeah, you idiot.
What a
But deer season's coming up, and so we know our area.
Deer season started already for me.
Oh,
you're not
getting a rifle tag, huh?
Oh, you did deer. You did everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
Do you still have muzzle? You went deer, or
I went archery for everything.
Oh, Jordan.
But that was due to just what the situation was.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've always done, or I prefer to shoot shit with a bow. I just like it.
Well, that's a goal.
And I've spent so many years eating freaking tag soup because the laws in Washington, and I mean, not I hunt Western Washington most of the time, right? So a 3-point minimum blacktail. Good luck during the season. It's fucking so hard to find them. Yeah. You know, as opposed, I mean, I could go to Eastern Washington or, you know, go for muleys or whitetail, but I just never really took the time to do that. I always...
Well, we're surrounded by foothills. They're out there. It's just, once again, it's dense rainforest.
Yeah, just try and find it. Yeah. And then, like, it just hasn't ever worked out for me with that. But with a bow, it's any deer, and that's where all of a sudden you start...
It's brown, you shoot it, because it could be a bear or a deer.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. So...
Well, my question was going to be, are we backpacking it the entire? We're going to be out there for 7 days, yeah.
Is it the same place you went last year, or we went last year?
Yeah.
Or are you guys thinking? I kind of like the idea of moving around, and doing 2 nights here, 2 nights there.
That whole area is just those. Take a trail to a mountain peak, and then go down there. Like,
but I could also see just exploring those ridge lines, because once I zoom, we didn't go where I thought we were going last year. And now that I know where to look on the map and started looking at all those different little ravines and gullies that run down into the next valley on the other side, there's a lot of untouched area up there that I don't think has foot trails into, that we were just at like the perfect spot to run like a base camp.
There's a lot of
camping out.
There's a lot of hiking trails that run through. The closer you get to like the high mountains, you run into trails.
Oh, really?
And so there are usually ways of access and stuff, but most of those people doing that aren't hunting. They're like, I'm hiking the Pacific Crest, and you're like, you're a different person than me. That's why those areas on those high mountain buck hunts are interesting, because there's a lot of mergers of
what are you doing?
Hunters and
walking.
And people in REI gear,
sport walking. Yeah, there's Kenny Powers when you need.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, shit, we haven't hung out in a couple weeks.
Hiking's like the CrossFit of the woods.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. It's like you're just trying to be good at exercising.
Nah, dude. Isn't there a CrossFit of the woods? Don't you throw a lot, like you're supposed to run through and like swim through ponds and lift up deadfall?
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude,
I've never heard of that.
Like these Spartan challenge things.
Yeah, but in the
people
woods.
Pay to go run through the mud. It's like, dude, you just go to basic training. They'll pay you.
Just a guy in the park losing his mind, bench pressing logs.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think you could run my pack. It'd be perfect. You just throw my pack on your frame.
Yeah. I do. How many liter or cubic?
Dude, it expands. It can
They're
go
all.
from it can go from like 4,500 or
we're
something.
Just
like
all
that.
over the place. Yeah. What are we? Fucking 6 minutes in?
No, we're still on backpack talk.
Because backpack talk.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Let's talk day pack versus frame pack, and the excitement of not having to put on that frame. The idea of like, hey, you know what? Day hunting sounds good because I don't have to haul that shit in the big ass backpack. Until you realize that requires you to remain close to the truck is the only problem, which means more people.
Yeah,
you get it out there, right? Like. You just carry your camp on your back and you're good to go. Yeah. And the reckoning's good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be fine.
What I should say is I would love to just bring a bivy sack and some real minimal shit so that I could go, even if I had to go back to the truck every 3 days, I could go 2 nights without. But with Nathan coming with us, I got to bring a tent and some extra stuff. And that puts me into the
dude. Put him in the bivvy,
the big hauler.
And the tent's yours, baby. Yeah, you're hauling it.
Well, just divide up the shit. Have him carry poles, you carry the fly or the.
It's not the weight. It's just all the extra.
Just having
stuff.
The shit in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I can
room it takes up.
Yep. By the time we start bringing a little bit extra, you're out of day pack range.
Yeah, that's why you just bring a tarp.
So that bivy sack's legit. You just throw a sleeping bag inside of it. Many a cold night in the Army, and I bought the. I'm sure there's better aftermarket or private market, whatever. But
the one he took last year,
nostalgia. I was like, fuck it, I'm getting this bivy sack.
Baby sacks are the shit.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
And I like the camo pattern.
Until you want to turn over. And then it's not fun. What do you mean? You want to sleep like a mummy for eternity in that thing?
It's not meant for luxury.
Yeah. Your whole shit rolls
As
with
your
you.
nose vapor forms condensation right above your face on the bag. Not fun.
Yeah, the worst thing about all of that is blowing up the mattress. The little sleeping pads.
You guys have already complained about that on this podcast. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
I think people are agreeing with me.
Dude, it's camping.
People are pulling
It's
over
hunting
right
season.
now, driving down the road going, you know what? He's fucking right.
Fuck this thermarest.
Yeah. You know, and I'm not going to work today. Fuck it.
Dude, you ever go to the doctor and they make you use one of those like you blow into a tube and it raises
This
a
one
little
goes in your ear,
ball?
this one goes in your mouth, this one goes in your butt.
Yeah.
Now blow.
Wait a minute.
Do you remember having to do that in elementary school?
They'd make you do the blow test?
Yeah, they'd go.
They were breathalyzing you in elementary school. Jordan, come here.
Look at this guy dribble a basketball.
Do you guys remember that?
There's no way he's not hammered. He's got a beard at 9. What's the problem, son?
No, they'd line us all up, right? It was when they do the they check for lice, they'd do your shots, they'd have you bend over and they'd run their
Check
hands.
for scoliosis.
You guys remember that? Yeah. And then they'd have
Now
all
bend on over. Let me check you for some scoliosis.
always in a room by yourself. It was weird. Take off your shirt. I was like, huh? Yeah.
Just in his undies.
Yeah.
Doctor says my back's bad. Or it's about to be.
Picture miniature Jordan with his tidy whities and his beard.
It was a fucking mullet I had. Flicking it out off my back.
Dude, you were a wrestling character probably at 9 years old.
Dude.
That was your look.
Yeah. No, it was, but during that, they'd take you, you'd go through the stations, and then there was one where they'd like check your lung capacity, and you had to like blow into that like tube thing, and
remember the pincher thing, and they'd check body composite. They'd like pinch your arm with the thing, and like see how fat you were.
Yeah.
I was like, do you have
The
a
good old
muscle
days, dude.
tester?
That's how they did it in the 90s. Today, if you did that to kids, they'd be like,
Body
you're
shaming.
You're traumatizing these
I was
kids.
raped. Yeah. I'm a victim. Yeah.
I'll never forget. We were you had to get
We
your
were
body.
body shaming.
We were body shaming this girl, we were. It was wrestling, right? So we had to go get our fat checked and all that because there was a descent plan.
Yeah.
And we went to this like hyperbaric chamber, and it like would measure your fat and do all this stuff. And there was a girl on the team who was a little bit bigger, but she was, pretty strong, but she was probably like 150 pounds or something like that. But I mean, she wasn't thin, right? And her body fat was like 22%. And this girl, another girl on the team, was like started laughing at her, and I was like, "That's not bad. Like, that's not terrible. She's a girl, so yeah, she's looking at the guys, and it's like, 5, 6, 7, whatever." And then she did it, 25, and then the girl who was laughing was this thin little thing, right? Hers was like 35. Oh, and she realized that she didn't have any muscle.
Yeah, I was just going to say that means no muscle tone.
Broke down. I felt bad, but the girl was a bitch. So I
Dude,
was like, you're gonna make fun of this girl and then turn around and like,
Dude, I just imagine a bunch of girls. It's like, all right, we're going to make you wrestle with the boys. And if you really want it, you're on the team. And they finally make it. And they're like, we did it. And then they're like, all right.
Body composition test.
Yeah. Who wants to be shamed in front of the team? And that's where all the girls just snapped.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I don't think they had like a curtain that you went behind. I think you stepped up there in front of all your classmates.
Pinch your tum-tum.
Yeah, exactly. And pinched you with the thing.
like,
Just called it out.
yeah, wrote on you with a Sharpie.
15.
Yeah, they're marking you like cattle.
Mm-hmm. That's a tough one.
Just
for
pushing
a
you
girl.
through there. Oh, that's terrible.
It's a little Third Reichish, don't you think? Marching the kids through the
What are
gymnasium.
your
testing
measurements? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it was
little Hitler Youth going on there. We'll pick out the best athletes and the strongest males and put them over here in this group, and the most desirable females over here in this group,
and then we'll send them to the same recess.
Yeah.
What? No, yes, it is, but there's something that's just kind of nice about it.
I mean, to be fair, we did bring all the Nazi scientists here after World War II, so it would make sense that it.
They're PE teachers.
Yeah.
That is not how you throw the ball. Yeah. Like, whoa.
The physics of the ball. Yeah, dodgeball.
That'd be a weird gig as a Nazi trying to
fit back in with in the U.S.
Pretend to just be a PE teacher.
Just a high school PE teacher. You got the short bike shorts and with the fucking balls hanging out. Yeah. The mustard stained polo shirt, the whistle. Mm-hmm. All right, ladies, listen up.
Rope day. What?
You want to know something? Wow, this got me thinking. Well, sorry, this is off topic, but
we've been dialed so far. So
bring
it back to hunting packs, Mike.
A lot of the World War II stuff I listen to, like I always hear people say, like, "Why'd you join that service? What service you joined and why?" And a lot of them go, "Oh, I joined the Marines because that's where the action's at." And they had the best looking uniforms.
Oh, that's still in the 90s and 2000s.
But I don't hear anyone say that now.
Back when we were active duty.
Yeah, don't tell, dude.
It was one of those things that everybody was like, why can't it was probably when the Army came out with the Army of One slogan, and it was like,
that's what did them in.
Yeah, and we're all like shaking our heads because the Army preaches like teamwork. And especially like in the Ranger Battalion, the team, the squad is everything. And so here we are like being indoctrinated into teamwork, and then more teamwork. And the Army comes out with its new official slogan is Army of One. And it's like, I get what they're trying to say, but it also sounds like something different. And
I was out there kicking ass by myself. That's how I took it.
No unity.
God damn it! I forgot where I was going with that.
Army of One. Signing up, people wanting to
good outfits though.
No,
but I feel
so we were shaking our heads. Thank you. Yeah. We were shaking our heads at the new slogan, and all the Marine commercials were awesome. Like the guy fighting the fire dragon with a sword or whatever. And then the Army has these gay green fucking dress uniforms. And the Marines have like the cool uniforms, and it was like, man, we have a cooler job, but they get to look cooler.
But they get a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like people don't really care about uniform. And like how many people, okay, so say when I was younger, recruiters would come to school in high school, and they'd have a little booth. And it was the military.
I'd say, where's that fat chart?
Yeah, where's those pinchers?
Where's Tubby Linda? She'll join. No. But recruiters would come to our school. And so how many kids today you think would be like, oh, shit, you see those Marine dress blues? I'm fucking signing up.
Kids today are wearing their fucking Pikachu pajamas to fucking class.
But
70% of high school graduates are too obese to join the military right now.
Yes.
The Marine guys or the Army guys show up for wrestling tournaments all
the Army
time.
has an issue with...
And they go, the way to do it, it's how many pull-ups for a keychain? Because that's how they do it. They just have their little booth, and they have a pull-up bar, and they're like... Yeah. Jump on it, boys.
Kids are sitting on their asses on their phones and on their video games so much that they don't have the bone density that we have. And so the Army actually has an issue right now of trainees breaking their legs in basic training, not because they fall down or take a hard hit while they're walking. While they're walking with a rucksack on, they're breaking their femurs and their tib fibs because their bone density is so fucking weak. And that comes from this. And this is why you should kick your kids off their fucking video games and off their screens.
I did 9 months of Call of Duty, sir. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Things are going haywire out here. FUBAR, right?
Holy shit.
Am I right?
Oh, my God.
I broke my leg, coach. How'd you do it? Just walking.
Yeah.
We had to walk so far.
But
that's crazy. That's literally they got bird bones.
Yes.
Little bird
Yes.
bones.
Like
That's
Kozak.
exactly what it is.
my people. Those are my people.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, so think of that. So no kid today is going to be like, I'm signing up for the Marine Corps because their pants are snazzy. But back in the day, that's part of why people join certain services.
But you can
And
cut your dick
also-
off and wear a dog mask if you want.
Well, that's
So they got that going for them.
that's what I sleep in. Except for the
That's a
dick
scary
part.
army, though.
Yeah.
You know, bunch of dickless dog face guys.
Yeah, they're coming. Literally. Yeah.
What is it? The Paw Patrol. Just coming at you.
But like also at that same time point when people here were joining forces, not to talk well about the Nazis, but the Nazis were sharp.
After-
dressed.
Hey,
But,
dude,
but you kind of can't help it.
Yeah, yeah.
After last week, we need to fucking. We need to cut those, dude.
You guys, you two idiots got flagged by YouTube.
Oh, of course.
Look,
But Hugo Boss was the
a beautiful
designer.
culture, I think, is what that. At the end of the day,
Dude, it was trying to understand Mexican culture. There was nothing. I was intrigued, dude.
I'm 8 days deep in my streak for Duolingo, so we're doing good, dude. I figured,
Como
hey,
esta?
you know, my problem is language barrier, and if I'm not trying to fix it, what the fuck am I doing? That's what that podcast taught me. Anyway,
Go ahead.
proceed.
Mike, you were complimenting the Nazis.
Yeah. Not to speak well of, like I said. We're not speaking well of.
my!
But they were snazzy dressers. And their clothing was Hugo Boss provided or designed
Oh, that's
by.
right. He
Yeah.
designed all the Wehrmacht
Yeah,
uniforms, huh?
So it's interesting to think that maybe
We shall fight in three-piece suits. Yeah. This is going to be sexy war.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Maybe that's the last time when like a form of chivalry or like the person that has a dirty car and a clean car, they're trying to send one of them's trying to send a signal more. Like maybe not like my personal space, like I enjoy this tidy, but like the person that wants their car constantly shining and never dirty to give the appearance of, to have the last of I'm cleaner and higher caliber than you. I think that may be the last of like sexy fighting, fashionable fighting, but what is that? That's chivalry in a way. I think that when you just see so much drone war footage of like Russia and Ukraine, there's no connect of, I mean, all war sucks, but it's like, there's not going to be that type of
Are you saying like
mentality.
this
Just
next
that
war is going to
thought.
be fought in sweatpants?
Yeah, with Atari
Walmart.
controllers.
Yeah, Walmart. Yeah.
Walmart sweatpants with a Bluetooth
Fucking
connection.
Dorito stains.
But it's like, so why would those military branches try and have like formal wear when that ain't part of it anymore? Like people don't care about the formal or the gown or the ball. Dude, you see videos of kids going to prom now and it's a silent prom. And it's like, oh, dress in your Crocs and your sweat. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No, dude. I think our
What do you do at a silent prom?
There's no music, but everyone puts on headphones that wants to listen to them. So no, because
'Cause we can't
people
have
are
shared
sensitive.
experience.
No, some people are sensitive to
music.
sound and
Yeah.
light. My Tourette's is kicking up.
Then you probably shouldn't go to a
So's
prom.
my boner dancing this
Yeah.
close. That was the best part about dances.
like turn on the strobe light. Fuck this kid up.
Did you guys go to like 8th grade dance, like 7th, 8th grade dances?
I don't think I
Yeah.
did in middle school.
I did.
But high school?
High school, yeah.
Yeah. That was the weirdest thing when you're like, when you became a young man, you're like, boy, this dick has a mind of its own. And then you like are at a middle school or high school dance and you're close, you're like, there is no control in this.
no.
Like this
Nope.
is
Yeah, she can feel it. She can feel it.
That was the first point where
feel
it's
it.
like, this is going to be a problem.
Do I walk away or stay? Do I walk away or stay? How cool is
Whose
she?
fucking bright idea was it to wear sweatpants to school today?
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Compression shorts are king. Yeah.
Are you wearing a cup? Of course, I'm
What-
going to prom.
What was what year did you graduate? What year were you?
02.
02. 02. And what year were you?
98.
98. So what? I just imagine
What
you
were
with
the
your,
jams?
with your frosted tips, fucking driving to work.
No, I had no money. My parents didn't pay for shit, and so there was no.
Listen to
This
this
is
Chubba
He had
Wubba
to stick
or
with a bag
Chumbawamba.
on it, like going to
and
prom.
OMAC was like 7 years behind everywhere else as far as like pop culture went.
Oh yeah.
So like movies literally didn't get to us until a year after they'd been out on like here in Seattle.
It's like these Dukes of Hazzards are nuts.
There was one radio station syndicated out of Spokane, and maybe you had a friend with a cable box who watched MTV sometimes, but that was not like your parents. Oh no, we've got a Romex running up to the lightning rod on the roof.
Yeah.
And
Antenna,
on
baby.
occasion we get Channel 7.
Sometimes you get the Canadian ones up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's how it goes.
I picture Tobin driving that truck with a puka shell necklace, just doot 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 doot.
Nope.
out in the farm life wanting to
Yeah.
be a little sailor boy.
Oh, so funny.
Oh man.
Puka shell necklace. This guy. Yeah. So what were the cuts? What were the songs that you were listening to then?
Oh, at
man.
the dances?
Yeah.
Oh, at the dances. I remember
Like a
Matchbox
dream
20 in
come
high school.
true.
Yeah, a lot of Boys to Men.
one
Okay, yeah.
Matchbox 20.
Some R&B.
Yeah. What else?
Barbie Girl.
Aqua.
Is that Aqua?
Aqua,
Yeah. But yeah, for dances, stuff like that.
Yeah, Third Eye Blind didn't come out till after I graduated. Yeah, that's how old I am.
Shit, dog.
I was 9th grade when Third Eye Blind came out. 1999.
Actually, Third Eye Blind reminds me of the 1 year I went to college because it came out that summer or fall.
Just a bunch of alternative girls walking around.
No, I just remember us playing
Dark
that in
makeup.
the dorms and like
We're all getting laid.
yeah.
The sky was bright. It's like college was fun.
Oh,
Just
my
pre-funking, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That was hiding the boner at the dance in the waist belt.
Well, I feel like that kind of music, like when you start getting laid, that music sticks with you forever.
That's
right?
why you sag your pants low.
Yeah.
Button them around.
You
that
gotta try and
thing.
get that belt down there.
Tuck it. This is danger for everyone around it. Trying to protect myself in, you know.
I was a little bit later than you guys. It was Baby Bash. You remember that?
No.
That was like the rap was coming on strong back in that day. And I remember the girl like shaking on me. I was like, oh, this is the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
In my head, I'm just like, oh no, here it comes. Here it comes.
I'm about to need a sandwich and a nap. This dance is off the chain, dude.
Dude, I was like, dude, this is just a party bus.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Goddamn guy. Driving like an animal up there. Hit another speed bump.
Why is the 7th grader with a beard passed out in the corner? What is it? Baby bus?
Baby Bash.
Baby bash.
Yeah. Cyclone. That was the song, and it was just
Baby Bash is the group or Cyclone is the
It's
group?
the guy. Yeah, it's the guy.
The guy.
Yeah, and I just remember because I was like, this chick's having it.
Was he a young guy?
Dude, he was older than me.
As an old guy, like at 40, if I was to rebrand myself and my first prefix was baby, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
That was just the times, right? Everything had
Yeah, I was. Tell me more. Oh, man, Critch.
Tell us more, Grandpa.
Yeah.
It was 2007. 2007. That was the hot stuff right there, dude.
You were going to prom in 2007.
2008. I was going to prom.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right in the financial bubble.
Yeah, dude, I had no
Short
clue.
ter-
I had no clue. I was like, I've never had money. This is great. I went to college in the downturn.
Now y'all are hanging out with me.
Yeah, I was like, this is
Dude,
fine.
This place is awesome.
Yeah, dude, it was the greatest. I mean, that was actually like perfect timing. Realistically, that was perfect. Because there was no stress, like there was no worry about like money or anything like that. Just because it was like nobody had any, we were all kids, so it was like everybody was like trying to like build themselves up.
What do you mean the nation's poor? Me too. This is awesome.
Yeah, I was like, same boat as I've always been in.
Welcome to Chicken and Potatoes, motherfuckers.
As you rose, it
I've
rose
been
too.
here.
Yeah.
I've been here. Yeah. No, exactly. It was just kind of like, so I've never felt like any kind of downturn from any of that. It was just,
Well, I think that people are used to what they're used to. I mean, look at lifting a weight. Your body just gets used to it and adapts. You just get used to what you're used to.
yeah, but I mean, just as far as there was coming out of high school, 2008, getting out of college, 2011, didn't graduate. If you can't do that math.
I just thought you took more credits than the normal kid.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
I was an academic All-American, I'll have you know.
Were you?
Yeah, in wrestling.
No shit.
Yeah, just not in wrestling. But yeah, so that it was just never a thing. It was just like, get a job.
Yeah.
You're making more money right now than you ever have because you've been a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that's what I mean. You're just used to it. The world was like, we are in a recession, and you're like,
What the fuck's
what
a recession?
Yeah, what's a recession?
But you're used to what you're used to.
Yeah, it's like I got all the fucking cookies I want.
Say the world goes to shit, and to us it seems horrible. But say you had a time travel machine and you transported a guy 600 years from the past to currently, he'd be like, this is fucking awesome. There's still food. There's medicine.
Was it in What Technology Wants where he's talking about how much more wealthy society is today?
Yeah.
Like the average person, like us sitting here right now, we're far more wealthy than a king of like the medieval ages.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of that too was like, we're wealthy in two things. We're wealthy in the real technologies, like he said, a $3 today bottle of penicillin that would save his life from his infection.
Yeah.
But we are also ridiculously rich with bullshit that you don't need.
Yes.
And that's, I think, one of the main points
That's
of
a sign of the wealth of the society, is that there's so much abundance and so much wealth that we are drowning in shit that
not applicable.
actually we're pretty good around here.
Yeah,
you're
keeping
not
it
bad.
Spartan is the
We're
fucking
a
way,
little
dude.
minimalist around here, but
because that creates what you have as being more rich, because it's usually a tool you use. I hate it when there's so much shit everywhere and on the walls.
Yes.
Because it's like, what are you doing here? You're distracting. Like, I get the artistic thing, and if it's true art, yes, hanging it up because art is supposed to be appreciated. But when it's just
strewn about
everywhere, it's like, this is madman.
Have you ever read The Art of Tidying?
no.
Is that Asian
Maria
chick?
Kondo? Yeah, it is.
Here's the thing: I don't
She
need any
called
help
it
with
back,
that because
though.
I am a minimalist and I am a neat freak. But
Yeah, that's why my car drives him nuts, dude.
Yeah,
She pulled back.
No, well, but
She came out against that.
yeah, but
And she wrote the book for it.
she came out against it, but it was more like, it's a big deal. So basically, except like getting rid of stuff that doesn't have any meaning in your life.
Yeah.
And it's like, absolutely.
If it does not bring you
Let it go.
happiness,
Yeah.
you
Let it
give
go.
it-
Yeah.
let it
give
go.
it away.
But like, it
or
was,
if it's sat in the garage for
you
2
think
years.
you think it, and let it go.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, this served its purpose.
Yes, and
it can
another
be
like
gone.
really important factor in that is that people who have difficulty regulating their moods or their emotions, start with the easy shit, like low hanging fruit. Regulate your physical environment.
Yep.
It's easy to do your dishes. It's easy to clean your room. It's easy to fucking wipe your bathroom counters down. And when you start regulating your physical environment, you will find that you start to regulate your internal environment.
yeah. That's Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules.
Is it? Okay.
Clean your room, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, make your bed.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's
I mean,
just showing pride and self-care.
But
like a
Yes.
meth head doesn't care about his teeth because there's no preservation of self.
yeah,
left
but he's got a
in
clean
that.
motherfucking room.
He comes to my house
Straight
twice
up
a
all night
week.
cleaning.
Yeah. Spotless in here.
Hose
Maybe
out
a
the
meth
garage.
head is the best maid service. Methy maids?
Meth maids.
That's, I mean, it sells itself.
Mary meth maids.
Yeah. You know they're going to be topless at some point. Those crazy crackhead bitches, dude. I love this service.
Mike, you want a blowjob?
Can we do it through the hole in your neck again for smoking?
Okay.
Oh my god.
But that's...
Yeah, I battle that constantly. That fucking getting rid of shit. I do not want anything around it. It's a. I would prefer to get rid of everything and then have to either buy it again, or the stuff that like you really just you go to throw it out and it's like, oh, this hurts. Then you go, okay, why does this hurt?
Can I?
Because I spent $70 on it 2 years ago and never used it.
No. I mean, that's the easy thing, is just to get rid of something that's bullshit. But like when you go to like a fucking cast iron pot, you go, I care about this. I want this.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw out a bunch of knives. Not. I'm going to keep the hatchet you got me, right? There's something to it. There's something about it you hold and you value it, and like. There's so many things that you can get that, but then there's so much shit that you just pick up and it's like, means nothing.
Yeah.
And to be able to get rid of the shit that means nothing is kind of, it clean desk, clean mind kind of thing, right?
Oh, yes.
So,
I can relate to this story. I am a craft of the arts, of many arts, one might say.
You are a craft of the arts.
Yes.
A practitioner of the arts?
No, I am the craft.
Oh, you are the craft.
I am the craft.
You were crafted.
He was crafted. Yeah. He was
for and by the art.
Many hands sculpted this incredible
the shape.
And so in doing so, you come across a lot of accoutrement that you use, right? Yeah, tons of accoutrement. But it's like I have just recently been going, like in preparation, getting ready for hunting and stuff. I've just been going through all my bins because it's like, oh, this is an outdoor bin. I'll put some stuff in here. And it's been like, okay, so what are my kits? And I've just been redoing every single kit.
Doesn't that feel good?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It feels so clean.
I just packed my pack today.
I saw that sitting there. I was like, this guy's gone through this twice, this fucking OCD bastard.
It's so I can start, my hips get sore because when you have all that weight sitting on your hips.
Rifleman camp.
Taking
sign-ups.
It was a long weekend with Greg Anderson.
No, it's just so I can start rucking a little bit. Get my because you have that belt sitting on your hips, which you don't get in normal life, and when you start walking miles with that thing sitting right on your hip points. But my point is that it is for fuck's sake.
Awesome to clean out your gear and get it.
Yeah. Going through the bins and getting the kit arranged and like it's just exciting. Like it gets you amped up for the season to come.
But then it's like these things like because same thing. I have,
sorry, can I interrupt?
You're good. Go.
So that is the promise of adventure, and those things that you care about are definitely the kinds of things that I find myself hard throwing out. Right. Yeah. When it's like the
outdoor equipment doesn't get thrown out.
Right.
Unless it's like cheap shit stuff, like made in China type shit.
Broken. But that's the thing. It's like when you buy a quality thing, you're like, I'm never getting rid of this.
And now that's what I do. I buy the good steel and the whatever. Like even if it means I need to wait a year and like, you know what, fuck it. I'll get a good knife next year. Or I'll get a good whatever. This year I had to buy a tent. I bought a 4-season tent because we froze our fucking balls off last year.
Poor guys.
And but so each year it's like upgrade something.
Yeah. But I mean, when I walk into my dream of walking into my kitchen and having this all done, right, is like not to see fucking art in this and that, to see like a nice cast iron skillet that has
a space,
like my grandma's,
space ready
right?
to work.
Well, but like seeing something
cluttered.
When I see something like that, there's art in things like that where you don't need to put something on the fucking wall.
Yeah,
you have something that sits there and it's meaningful.
It's the activity that has the meaning and the experiences that are had in there. So the butcher block is part of the decor. The knife, the
but also
there's a reason I keep all my fruits and vegetables in a bowl.
Yeah,
but it also looks good because you're using it and it's practical, right? When you can play something as a piece and it's a tool, it's beautiful. We come across a point, like I said earlier, where we get so much bullshit where you just have a bin of knives. Why I'm finding therapy in this is because it's like I have these kits. Some of them don't have a pocket knife. I have a fishing basket full of knives, right, that I just don't use. So it's like if I can place purpose in these items, then it shows me what I'm still not using.
Kind of reassigning value to it, or is it Is it reassigning value to those? Are you saying you take your knives that you have in this bin and then you put them in different packs?
Yeah.
So now once you put them in those packs, they have a purpose.
This
now?
kit I just opened. Now there's a lighter.
I
now
don't like
there's
saying
a knife.
because like I have my get home bag that I keep in my work truck.
Yeah.
And it has a bunch of shit in it. But when we go deer hunting, I'm going to have to open it up and get out like my multi-tool and my headlamp and some, you know what I mean?
Now you robbed a bag.
Exactly. So it is nice when you start accumulating. You're like, oh, should I have 2 headlamps? You know what?
Yeah.
I'll put one goes in my get home bag, one goes in my hunting pack.
Yes.
And you start just kind of like, there's tools and equipment that just live in the backpack that is meant for a purpose. And you kind of know that you're like, I can be packed for a 3-day hunting trip in less than 15 minutes because all I got to do is throw a few mountain houses and my sleeping bag in here and I'm good to go.
And I think that is exactly the point, because it's like we all said, we have an abundance, and it's like, so why does something just say hunting bin? And it's completely full of shit.
Yeah.
Why is it not allocated in the specific pull bags, go bags, hunting bag, you name it? And there's been something very therapeutic going through it and like finding purpose for my things, but then also it's giving me more space in my office, in my working room, in my
which is
game room.
Super important to have an environment in which you can actually think straight.
Yeah.
Because when things are too cluttered, fucking A, is it overwhelming?
Yep.
Yeah.
It kills you. It kills you. That I struggle with that all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a certain level of getting rid of shit that needs to happen. Because like I find myself somehow there is a direct correlation to my house and my lack of like going hunting, or the feeling of going, like I need to go hunting.
Gotta turn that off.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a
Yeah,
thing where
yeah,
it's like, hey, okay, I do that, and now I get home, and then what do I have to do?
Well, listen, you
I
know,
have no way
the
in
real
which
lesson
to-
here is if you had built your fucking kitchen 3 years ago, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
But the real lesson is I didn't. And now
you're paying the price.
Now you're having to deal with it, right? Like that's the lesson. It's not.
No,
it's
I
not,
know.
No. That's not even the lesson. The lesson is you going through that, and then the next time something like that happens, it's not necessarily bad you didn't do it, and maybe it's not bad that you did do it.
You will learn to do what
Life
I do
changes
and don't start.
constantly. Yeah. yeah.
Well,
When it comes to home improvement projects, the golden rule is don't
Buy
start.
a new one.
Don't start.
Yeah.
Do not start.
Sell. This baby's going on the market. She's hot.
Sell.
If I could give a new homeowner one piece of wisdom, don't start.
Don't start. Yeah.
I mean,
how about we don't? Yeah.
thinking about it over again, like if I had a like little orb, like I did general construction for like a year and a half after high school before I went.
Gay.
Yeah, no, full gay, but
Full gay.
But before I went full gay, I did a year and a half.
Right about
of
when he was
construction.
questioning himself. He was like, I'm not gay. I'm
Just
just
a tool belt, no clothes.
I did 18 months of buy.
I studied a buy. Yeah, dude. But actually, I'm going to admit it. That threw me. Where the hell was I going?
You were going to talk about your first gay experience after high school.
Being in construction, home improvements.
Oh, yeah. If I had a magic orb, I would learn like general contractor and work for them exclusively and just start construction. And
Actually, yeah, spending 3 years after high school learning how to build houses just so that in the future you have all the little tips and tricks for working on your own house would be pretty wise.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing.
And then
because
when you go to buy a house, make sure it's finished.
But that's the thing, though. How much? Yes, exactly. But how much real estate has blown in this area?
Yeah.
Like I said, I graduated in 2002. If I did crazy construction, could stack up some money, buy a house in like 2000 after the crisis, like say that life's awesome for you, and now me in 2009, 2010 when it's starting to rebound, and it's like, yeah, buy a house, fix it, sell it for tons of money, do it over and over. There is a way to make a life off of that.
Yes. Yeah, and that's kind of
and the way real estate around here, it's like, dude, you put on a new ring doorbell. And they're like, that's 15 grand house improvement.
Yeah, no shit.
Your taxes have been assessed. You're like, what? Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I wanted to do a hard.
So hunting packs.
Yeah, I wanted to do a hard. So this year, like, because my season's been so fucked and I haven't gotten out at all to go deer hunting or elk hunting, I got a call from a buddy when I was building that fence, and he was like, I shot a bear. I lost it. Can you bring a dog? So I was going to bring Watson and try and track it, and then we didn't end up doing that either. But I'm putting...
Did he find his bear?
He didn't find the bear. No, it was a clean miss. He ended up going to where he shot it. He said he was about 400 yards, and he was a miss. He went down to where it was at, and he couldn't find blood anywhere, and he was like, well, all right.
Maybe it wasn't a hit.
Yeah. He said he shot, and he lost it in his scope, and it went running off. And he was like, yeah, a shot like that, you need to either set up your camera.
He should have gone to Tony Cowden's class in Montana.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a good weekend doing that.
God, it was amazing.
Man. But anyway, the duck hunting is kind of where I'm at now.
You're focusing on
I'm pushing it back. I'm going, okay, I got pheasant with Watson and duck hunting.
Sure.
So that's where I'm at.
Finish that kitchen.
You know what? One thing I learned about you going to this camp was don't finish that kitchen. Just go have fun.
Go
Go have a good time. You're going to meet some cool people.
It was a fucking fun weekend, man. And we learned a ton about, I'm going to say the biggest, like, you don't learn a ton about shooting because really just getting behind the gun and pulling the trigger is the least of what you do. There is a moment where you do have to still yourself, and there's technique to that. But by and far, the majority of that long range shooting is just making the calculations of the trajectory of your bullet.
The shoot is a micro of a second. The pre-shoot is everything.
Yeah.
And having a solid pre-shoot foundation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and it was really cool. One of the drills he ran was you start from, you're standing up, holding your rifle, however you want to hold it. It's unload, or it's aircraft load, meaning rounds in the magazine, no round in the chamber. And then you can either, if you're going to set up a tripod, a bipod, however you want to do it. And so I did it with my tripod in my backpack on, all the, waist belt buckled, everything. And then, set the rifle down, take off the backpack, tripod out, set it all up. You have to get a range, get your rifle on the tripod, check your dope, dial your scope, set your parallax, set your magnification, and then really quickly hit a good shooting position, get stable, good breath, take the shot. And so and I think the standard he set was like 1 minute. You had to do all of that in 1 minute, which is not easy. And it was a really good, realistic expectation for a hunter to be able to, like, there's the animal. Oh shit, here we go. And you just run it. You go straight in. It's like training for hunting, military style training for hunting. It's like a react to contact drill.
Yeah, I've never heard of a stress shoot with a bolt action.
It was
what I mean?
It was fucking great.
Yeah,
but
I loved it.
Arguably, some of the most stressful situations behind a gun has been with the
with
action.
yeah, exactly. So it makes sense.
Yeah. So no, it was a really awesome thing, and we can definitely recreate it out on our range. Even though we don't have the distance, we can at least recreate
with 22s.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
I mean, because Tony was here and he was talking about it. He was like, 100 yards with the 22 is like.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's pushing long range rifle.
Oh, wait till you see my long distance 22 build.
That's right. We kind of
we fell off of that.
We did. We
yeah,
gotta
you
get
did.
back
Mine's
on this.
super disc.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's get him up by deer season. Mike needs to finish cleaning his.
I need
It's almost there.
scope rings.
That's right.
Because I got
Brent
that.
bought a really nice one that he showed me, but it wasn't put together. Like, it didn't have optics and blah 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 on it yet. So I saw it when it was bare bones. So we got some 22s to display and finish.
That's right.
I need to. I've zeroed mine, but I need to get all my holds for different yardages.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Out to
do
100, and then you know what? Maybe we should do like a 22 stress shoot day for fun. Get anybody from the gym who wants to come out.
That would be a blast.
I say we do it like
Run
a car
like
show.
A what?
A car show.
Oh, with
Walk
the
around,
guns?
look at each other's 22s.
Yeah, dude. I've been painting for a
mean-
while. I'm going to do an awesome stock. You don't even know.
Oh, shit.
What's
I
about
didn't
to
even
happen.
think about that. He's pulling
I don't care about the
You know what?
performance.
I
I'm
think-
all look, baby.
We're talking about it. I think I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to put out a group message to everybody at the gym, and we'll pick a day in like October or something.
Turkey shoot, dude.
Yeah, we'll have a 22 stress shoot.
Dude, a turkey shoot.
You have turkeys?
No, I'm saying we take winner gets a turkey
Oh, I like it. All right.
live.
Butterball. yeah. Tyler, we're going to need a turkey.
It's just live.
There you go. Congratulations.
Yeah. Speaking of guns, I am pretty pumped that I just got a Mossberg 500
Oh, did you?
Oh, no.
20 gauge.
Oh, for Chandra?
No, for my nephew.
Oh, nice.
First year hunting.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm super excited to take him out.
That's why you want to go duck hunting.
No, well, this is for pheasant. But
Oh.
I mean, duck hunting though. Same thing.
You can still hit
Yeah.
duck with 20.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A 20 gauge is great,
Yeah.
but he's just a little less kick. He's smaller, he's not small, but
No, 20 gauges are awesome. Nathan has mine that I saved up a bunch of money in 8th grade and bought a Remington 870 20 gauge. And I fucking love that thing.
That's tight.
Even a 410 is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, shotguns are the best fucking guns.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
That's it. Like
After
that's,
22s.
that's all. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
I guess that's true. No, but
If you got
have
a 22 and a 20 gauge in your car when you're 17 years old, you are fucking living large, boy.
dude, I was at
Hezbollah.
my favorite little gun shop around here, Sound Lone and Pond, and they had a 410 22, like over under.
Oh, yeah. I remember those.
And I was
Yeah,
like, this thing is the shit. Yeah, that's everything I ever wanted.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, you give me that. Like, there wouldn't have been a cat one in the neighborhood. Like, no cats, no birds. They're fucked.
Dude, Trump knew you before it even happened. Dude. Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude. But that's kind of, that's kind of tight.
Yeah.
I always like the thought of, like, putting together a survival kit with like a 22 and a 410 and all this stuff. And it's like, when are you going to go out and actually do this?
With a 410, what would you do with a 410?
Shoot a rabbit. I don't know.
Until an adult comes up with a real gun. They're like, get over here, little boy.
Yeah, and I'm out there in the woods, bearded up.
Bing, bang. Yeah.
Yeah, with a break action.
This little fucker shot me with the 22 like 50 times.
Yeah, it took him 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the thought of like doing an alone challenge or like just to see how long I could be out like camping and just see with nothing. Just go out there with a pocket full of 22 rounds and
Dude, let's make a video
just
for
see
you.
what
Let's
happens.
put you
The
on
best-
alone.
that'd be tight.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be so tight.
Yeah.
Jordan out in a G-string crying with a bucket of 22 bullets. I should have brought the pocket knife.
That kitchen ain't
This
good,
bullshit steel.
man. Yeah, dude.
Oh man.
Would you compete on a show like that?
I would love to. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
I think the biggest part of all that would just be being like the alone factor of like being by yourself for so long.
But if you're on Naked and Afraid, you'd have another person.
You'd have
Would Chandra
a
let
lady.
you go on
lady.
Naked and Afraid?
Oh, it's a lady. No, there's another. There's
Change of topic.
no, I'm saying she would. I don't think she would mind it at all.
She encouraged you. Get out of here.
He's so furry and warm.
Come close.
Yeah, cuddle.
Yeah, the only gay one. Ends up being guys versus girls. What? Fuck that, dude.
Quit.
Yeah.
Big
back to back.
Big spinner, little
We go
spoon.
back to back.
Oh, bro. You know what's funny? This basic training, it starts that way when you're out. We were out in the field in winter.
That's how it starts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the first couple times you're out in the field, it's like, fuck, all right. This little tiny poncho liner, it's like 17 degrees and you're shivering, your fucking bones are cold. So then the next night you're like, hey, let's tie our poncho liners together and sleep like go back to back, bro.
Centipede.
Back to back. But let's go back to back. You know what I mean? So you're trying to push back to back, and by third night it's like we're spooning.
Yeah. So what at what temperature do you turn gay? Is my question to you.
About 22 degrees.
It's about 22.
It gets cold.
And what? Okay, so what's that
Okay,
like?
if I'm being honest, like 38.
About 74.
Slightly brisk out, and I'm
Yeah, it depends. How hard's the wind blowing?
I saw a cloud. Get over here, Gary. Like, what? I don't like this.
That's got to be an awkward conversation. Look, dude, I was really cold last night, and I need you to hold me. I need you to hold me.
I just needed to cry for a minute.
just be vulnerable. Just be vulnerable.
It's like, 1, you like a dream come true. 2, just want to be here.
Oh my God.
Well, that's why you joined, because of the uniforms.
Oh my God.
Can we take a pee break?
Yeah.
All right, pee break. Back. And he's taking you back. Because it's like, listen, I think about these things. And we haven't done this. This podcast is my therapy. Because it's like it gives me an outlet because no one else wants to hear it. And so you're forced to, and you're like, hey, you have anything, you've been into? And it's like, okay, yeah, all the time.
Hang on. So if we invited Danielle on the show, would she accept or decline?
Decline, dude. Gracefully, though. That's my lady. Gracefully. Dude.
Kindly.
She could probably give
I need
you a
to
summary.
ask-
She could give you the cliff notes of everything I ever talk about in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, the Sparks note.
She's like, this tard. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, here's the cliff notes.
Yeah, history. Want to get tacos?
Oh, dude, there's a good taco wagon by my house lately. But that is neither here nor there. Because Mike has been thinking.
What have you been thinking, Mike? Let me
just
ask you.
One of my favorite things to know is what has Mike been thinking about?
I want to go back to Nazi clothes.
Oh shit!
And I want to go back to Marine clothes back in the day. And I want to correlate that to that same idea of today, no one's joining the military due to clothing.
Now,
and I said that was chivalry.
With Robert Rogers in his clothes.
Bear Grease.
Sure.
Well, it was our Ranger Green.
I thought it was buckskins and bear grease.
No, I thought he started the first.
Why do you think he developed well? Why do you think a book was written about him? Because I have a take on why I think it was.
Because he's a fascinating character.
Yes, but why?
Because of the adventures.
Adventures,
and
yes.
He's
but what made them adventures and unique more than other people in history?
Well, because
the
he was
daring.
a traitor for the winning side.
Yes, a little bit. No, I'll give credit to that.
Yeah.
I think what made him unique is in a time when it was that Revolutionary War, what won people over in the United States was more of a guerrilla warfare tactical. The British thought we were scum because we
daring
yes
adventures.
Yes,
People,
but the
people
British
love an adventure.
You
But the
weren't willing to
British-
fight in a line and just
Yes.
shoot random people. You were,
That is chivalry. That is
That is
the
chivalry
same
shattered,
reason
right?
someone has a collar like a Nazi or a Hugo Boss making their suits or dress blues. Because to fight in the past has been to defend honor. It is to represent you. Why do you don't want a bunch of bums representing your military. You want the sharpest of clothes, the most skilled of professional, the person that is unique, leads. Nothing slips by this person.
I think you give too much credit to the rank and file of conscription armies.
But what?
fucking well said.
Yeah. No. But that's
We
good.
were all thinking it.
But I think that is leadership, though, in a way. Is it not?
Do you think leadership
no,
in a way is dressing the part? Or is it?
No, part of leadership is dressing that part. It is hard to be taken serious looking as a hobo. Let's be honest. If a guy comes in and he just looks like shit, you're not going to take him as serious. There's aspects to all these things that are...
So I guess what I'm saying is that great case in point or example is that the 75th Ranger Regiment is very strict on uniform standards.
Yeah.
And you may be in a field uniform, which by nature is dirty and not pressed or starched or shined or anything like that. But when the very few times you are expected to be in a proper uniform, they're very strict about it. And it's that sort of attention to detail, even in the mundane things, that transfers itself to the attention to detail when you're rigging your gear for a mission. And so, oh fuck, god damn it.
But no, that goes exactly into
like
if someone can keep
I've completely lost my
if someone
train of
can
thought.
keep their gig line.
And what I was going to say something about conscription armies, they don't give a fuck. They don't care about upholding that's what it is. It's that in order to enforce standards, people have to want to be there. So a unit like the Ranger Regiment, everybody really wants to be there who's there. And so they're trying hard. And so it's easy to have higher standards. But when you have a conscription army of people who don't want to be there, I refuse to believe that like the Napoleonic armies or whatnot, where they literally were forcing people into service, or the Romans and whatnot.
Were the greatest armies ever?
Or the United States.
That they were the most disciplined. They may have been bad motherfuckers just because they're rough people who grew up in difficult places, like on the frontier of the Roman Empire. But I doubt they had rigid standards just because they were conscripts. I don't think you can enforce rigid standards with conscripts.
Rigid standards come through want, and it has to be performed by the individual, I believe. But rigid standards are never going to be set.
And I think most armies have their clothes made by the cheapest bidder.
Yeah,
I think the Nazis and the Hugo Boss suits were a one-off. I don't think anywhere else.
They're sharp, dude. I'm sorry to speak well of the Nazis
I don't think
again.
any other like historically significant militaries were spending money on designer uniforms.
Was that a meth thing of Hitler?
Who knows?
You think he's just like they have to have a popsicle,
Yeah.
And a cross?
They were very big on sort of like their image.
But I think you have to get to that point where you want to be involved with this. Where does that come from? You need good leadership. You want someone that will show you the way to do something. So if, like, we're talking about conscripture or like adherence, like whatever I say, this is what needs to happen. And however you show it, how you do one thing is how you will do everything in a certain way, right? So for it to truly be like, I'm going to stand in a line and just fire a gun at this other line and believe it's going to do something, is because my leader that is telling me, I believe them so well. I believe them so much. I believe they're in it. They've shown it through action, and they've come to say what the best way to do it is on the other side.
I actually was just sitting here thinking about you or this while you're talking about it. To get people to stand in a line with no cover and fire muskets at each other in volley requires some pretty serious like social programming.
Yeah, leadership, true leadership for a cause that you believe in.
Not true. That's not true leadership.
No,
it's not leadership at all.
That's how you get people to be on the side of one side of that musket brigade.
I don't think it's leadership. I think it's social programming.
That's the king and queen.
No,
saying,
social
I have
program
pawns that I can control.
No,
Yeah.
social
That's
programming is
100%.
going to the army, and you can still be you. And fuck you, I don't like this. I'll be a potato peeler.
Leadership is from the front. When you're the officer behind the line,
That's
like
what I mean.
expecting not to be shot at while you just line these
That we're
people up to
dressed
be.
up.
Yeah.
All pretty.
But that's what I mean. It has to get those people
that's
dressed
one of the
up.
most
Exactly.
extreme amounts of social programming that you could ever. That it's actually sort of fascinating.
No. It's
Not
you
sort of,
call
it's
it
really
social
fascinating.
programming, but I call it charismatic leadership. What that is getting people to believe that what you're doing is the just cause. Okay, we're getting lost in like the definitions of certain things.
I'm wondering how you get them to give up the common sense that says this doesn't, like, we're just going to stand in front of each other and shoot each other. Why wouldn't we hide back there in those trees?
Chivalry leadership. You've seen someone that's abided by the
false honor is what they're fucking being fed, right?
Which is social
They're
programming.
being told that it's honorable to be in your shoes by people who are not willing to be in those shoes because they know that it's fucking stupid.
But the English have fought the French. They fought other.
They fought a ton of people that way, but
And-
it was
but they
not
know
the
that the
royal
people that they're-
the controlling class was not fucking taking shots.
No, but
they were giving fucking less people economically a nice uniform to wear to go get shot in.
But there were decorated soldiers or lieutenants or captains. I have no clue how the structure actually works, but there were decorated.
They stood there in a line.
I don't even know if they were actually decorated, but there were some guys who were there.
There were medals, dude. There were red ribbon, white and blue.
But you fight the War of Roses, you fight some of the Napoleonic Wars, you fight stuff like that, and there's legions and battalions that have gone through it and they've come out better than others.
You know
maybe
what?
That's the variable of the enemy, but maybe that's also having strong leadership and performing under these moments of duress. I think this goes back to
I'm going to go out on the limb here, and this is not going to be liked by either one of you. I wasn't there. I don't think it happened.
what?
I don't think people fought in lines like that. I think it was just a fucking chaos. I think people were running around like chickens with their head cut off.
You think the line broke immediately?
There were no form. Like fuck
I bet you lines broke a lot more than ever
then
reported
fucking
because it's
Hollywood
like
has shown me.
yeah.
Fuck that. You see your buddy just drop next to you, and then you see the next group
I'm
lining
outta
up. See you fucking later. Like there's no. We're gonna march within 40 yards of each other and just hold. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go, but the fact that my buddy is there is
The
what
fact that
probably
it's like,
keeps
hey,
me
if I
there.
ran to that fucking tree line, I'm a ghost. And I'm just going to pick you off. Like, that wasn't going through everybody's head.
Yeah.
Well, no,
There-
you
there-
couldn't
there's a
run
lot
to the
of,
tree
country
line.
boys out there who knew how to hunt.
No,
well,
those
just
guns only
No
work
shit.
to 50 yards. 100 yards maybe.
So?
You're going to run out to a tree line. And
I'm
like,
a ghost, dude.
I
I'm
still
a
don't think
ghost.
I'm going to stand straight in front of you.
Secondly,
All right, here we go, bro. Hey, we'll all count to 3.
But people did.
were there just big grass fields everywhere for these guys to fight on?
Yeah, no, they met in cornfields right after harvest and like, let's shoot each other. And they're like, I got a problem with you. And they're like, I got a problem with you.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it just doesn't seem right to me.
But that's what I
could
mean.
not
That's where I
imagine.
go. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is.
I don't care how good the guy's dressed. I'm not listening.
yes. But that's where it goes to, like, think of those things of where it's like you believe so much in the people around you and the leadership around you that you would stand in a line where fire is being shot exactly at you and no one's moving. No tactics seem to be really rational of cover, evade,
Well,
dodge.
you're
But
literally
also-
giving up all of your natural tendencies as a human. You're going against every urge in your being to not be in it. Like, I'm going to stand here and allow somebody to shoot towards me. And maybe it was the technology was so new at the time that wasn't a thing. And maybe we have this generational
But
knowledge
I think
of
that
like,
carries
hey,
over-
when somebody has a gun, fucking run. Hit the ground, move. Don't be a fucking...
But doesn't that carry over
Standing target.
into dress? Because it's like, listen, if you're in the most dire of consequences and people are telling you every natural intent and instinct in your body is telling you to leave, but you're standing here, doesn't the same thing apply where it's like at a certain point, it's like I get normal human like cleanliness, but like to have a pressed uniform to make like you're on the front line, make sure you're shaven, make sure your boots are tucked with your blouse inside your pants and your belt, everything's straight. it's like, what is that? That is still the same thing. So I think chivalry, what I call chivalry, and this is why I say I think we're having a word salad problem, but like what I call chivalry is like an inherent belief in the leadership around you.
That is not chivalry.
No, chivalry is doing like the noble and the right thing, throwing your coat down on a mud puddle so a lady can walk over.
It's more closely related to romance.
I'm saying
than it is
it
to
in the same thing of war. Like, is that not like the Geneva Convention? Like, this is chivalry, humanity, the basic functions of human. We're not going to torture prisoners. This is chivalry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This is just how I
No.
interpret
I when you say it like that, I do get what you're trying to say. But I will say this: if you keep up on this Nazi stuff, it's going to be a different
red flag.
It's going to be a different kind of Christmas for you this year.
We're still getting flagged by YouTube, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
fuck them.
I'm just,
I don't know.
Your stocking is going to be stuffed with things you didn't expect. Also, I didn't know you liked it that much. Sorry, dude. You're going to end up with
Welcome to the club,
some
brother.
Hugo Boss.
Yeah, but yeah, totally. It's funny, dude.
Oh my
I like
God.
that. But it's like I think about, because like you see all this footage of war and stuff currently happening, and it's like I thought we got out of war horribly in Afghanistan and in Iraq. It did not end well. And but it's like,
What were
okay,
the leaders dressed
we're
like,
kind of not
in
war.
tan suits.
But we're kind of not in war. But then all of a sudden, Ukraine happened. And it's like, we all know China's going to heat up. And then there was a just 60 Minutes boat or 60 Minutes news crew on a boat on the Philippine-China Sea. And China rammed their boat with the 60-minute crew. And you're like, yeah, shit just gets crazy.
I don't trust a fucking thing that comes out of 60 Minutes.
No, but it also seems to fit the part.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't believe that shit for a minute.
Could be. Maybe not. We'll have to see it.
That's a source that has been proven to lie. So who knows? Now the problem is, a news source that has been known to lie, how do you know what to trust and what not to trust?
But exactly. So that goes back.
A news source that have been known to lie is not news.
Yeah, you're right. It's a tabloid. 16 Minutes is a tabloid.
But then that goes back to, once again, chivalry. What is the point of news? News agencies have been about the truth. If chivalry's lost amongst the consumer of news and the reader, there's nothing left.
Yeah,
and that's
you have a bunch
why
of
I'm saying
liars running some of the largest corporations in America that control all of our lives.
That are just asking people to line up and shoot each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Point blank.
But so that's what I mean. What is the point? Like, this is something that it's inherent. Like, we must trust it in news, but it's also something like the code of conduct, what you do right. And it's like, well, and sometimes in war, that's what the Geneva Convention is, or that's what is kind of having an honest war, or like
speaking of the Nazis and war and Geneva Convention. Did you know that in World War I, they were trying to ban shotguns? What do you guys plan on doing for duck hunting?
Wait, did they really?
Yeah, they tried getting rid of trench guns. Because they were.
Well, you know what? The good old Mossberg 500 was the original trench gun.
Well, there you fucking go.
And now it is still in service as my turkey gun today.
Yeah, and it's still knocking down them.
Still knocking them
Nazis. I just always imagine turkey with a little swastika on. Pow! No, I mean that, but yeah, that was something the Germans were all fucking pissed off because they're like, this isn't gentlemanly. You're taking these guns and you're just ripping people apart.
But I think it's interesting to be like, you're a fan of history, but it's like, yeah, you get all these like accounts of major events, and huge wars are major events. And to see what has been something throughout the years that's been considered like morality, chivalry, like this thing that's been used in war, as it keeps going, as technology keeps increasing, it feels like that veil is slipping more towards less chivalry and morality, more towards efficiency.
Oh, yeah. Well, Not only
and
that,
that's
but
why I think
people's
about
behavior
this.
is just going to shit. Like think about
Is it, or have people always been shitty?
No. This is like the decorum that we once sort of like. It has slipped. Think about our grandparents' generation where men wore suits.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I can't imagine my grandpa getting on this podcast and swearing like I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there is a certain level of that, like just how you conduct yourself. Yeah. And
my dad was never in the military, and he shaved 7 days a week. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
but so what's the difference between, okay, cool, going back to my point, like a properness, a form, a uniform?
I think it's a good thing. Like that we've lost something with sort of that, just going. It's personal standards.
Pride.
It's having high personal standards, which is something I get really frustrated with because I always, like, it started as a kid in like high school sports where I always like worked really hard and expected myself to be in really good shape before the season even started for like football or baseball. And then the Ranger Regiment really develops that to where they expect high personal standards. And then coming out of Ranger Regiment into GRS, you mix with some units that don't have those same highest standards, and you kind of look around and go, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? But then you get out into to regular life on a construction site, and you really start going, holy shit. And so now even, 15 years removed from the agency, I still find myself looking at people and being like, your personal standards aren't very good. And it's oh man, it's just that maintenance of
Self.
Yeah.
But is it
just things like I won't go to the grocery store in sweatpants because I can put on fucking blue jeans, and when I'll see and I judge and I get judgy, like especially if I see someone out in public in pajama pants.
Till it's a hot mom.
If you're an adult in public in pajama pants, I want to slap you. Just put on some fucking pants.
As a man, yes. As a woman, I don't care as much.
No.
Depends.
Now listen.
She just got done with yoga, dude.
The man
She
who
just got done
invented
with
yoga pants is a national hero. Okay?
Damn treasure, dude.
And the same And the same with the guy who made the scrubs.
Fuck Hugo Boss, dude.
Fuck Hugo Boss.
Yeah, I want to talk to that Lululemon guy.
Yeah.
He's the real hero.
And in some cases, a real enemy.
But
you know what? That's their decision.
But standards are that exact thing. Like men of that era and that ilk would dress up to a better standard than we do. Like that,
right?
Is
but now you have now what's
but
considered professional
of
is
the nation.
I haven't
the
shaved
culture.
for 6 days. I'm wearing my fucking sweatshirt and jeans to work at a professional grade job. And back in the day, like think about what you expect to see when you walk around the Microsoft campus today. A lot of blue jeans and sneakers,
stretched
and
out earlobes.
Exactly. Whereas 50 years ago at a very successful company, you would expect to see a lot of like clean shaven, fresh haircut,
tucked in collared shirts.
Exactly. And that was the attitude. Yeah. Get it done. Get in there, get your job done, get the fuck out. Now it's more like hang out, be original, be yourself. And it's narcissistic is what I think it is. And it takes away from the efficiency.
Yeah. So is that leadership though? That is a lack of leadership
yes,
in the dress standard.
The leadership are setting that standard.
Yeah.
And then I guess they're paying the price or reaping the reward. I guess in some ways they get rewarded for it because people do pay for culture, which is some of what they get. But I think we need a return to like when I see a grown man with his kids at the playground in his sweatpants with his gut hanging over the waistband and whatever, and he's just sort of staring at his phone. It's like, I want to slap the phone out of his hand and be like, pay attention to your kids. Even if you're just watching them, like watch them, like fucking be there.
Know what they do.
Yeah, exactly. Like see them, see what they're doing. Enjoy,
how they interact with the world.
Have these moments. And start taking fucking care of yourself. And have some, like you should be, I would be ashamed to stand out there looking like that. I can't imagine going in public in that condition.
Yeah.
Because that shows
it's hard.
That was last weekend with your nephew, dude. Best sweatpants I've ever worn. Boy, did they breathe.
Yeah. Oh my God. They were Hugo.
But
Fuck, they look sharp, dude.
oh my God. I'm getting you guys slippers for Christmas.
No, but I mean, I've been I don't know. Just a lot about.
We need a return to a little bit of a standard. Like, think about.
I like that.
Have you seen the video? Like, I know you guys have seen the videos of like high school PE class from the 1950s and 60s, where all the boys are like skinny jacked and they're doing pull-ups and push-ups and they're climbing the pegboard thing with hand over hand, and it's like we need to get back to that where you actually and expectations are healthy. It's a good thing to have expectations of young people and kids. This idea that like, oh, we just have to let them be themselves and don't expect it. Like, they're kids. They need guidance and leadership. Have expectations of them, because if you don't give them expectations, then they flounder. They do exactly what they are doing. They turn into blobs of nothing because they don't know where they're going. They need guidance and leadership. So set some motherfucking expectations.
So do you think that those health screenings back in the 90s were a good thing?
Yes. I think a little bit of social shame actually creates a positive effect in society.
Bend over.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's
all this DEI and social engineering bullshit or touchy feel. Like, we're trying to re-engineer biology, and you can't. Biology rewards the strong,
but biology can be rewritten though due to influence of environment,
which is not real. That's not real.
No, but it's real in the way that it changes. Why are dogs docile?
We are manufactured. Dogs are allowed to live.
That's what I mean. That's social engineering.
But let me tell you this.
That's completely different.
99% of dogs, house dogs, pets, if you put it in the fucking world, would die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Most of them would fucking die.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, everything's going to die, but I'm saying like die from being cold or starved or not being able to...
Exposure.
They're not going to live like a wolf.
Yeah. We're not living like a wolf. Because technology fixed all those potholes where we had to be wolf. And so now culture has taken over.
But that's
why do you
why
think
the
testosterone
that's why
why do you think everything is changing
that's
in culture?
The fight that I have with technology. That's why it's like I don't like so much technology. Yeah. Because you see the fucking wolves in the humans, like wolf, the spirit of the human being able to survive is fucking dwindling constantly. And I know I'm finding myself growing fucking exponentially old over the last 3 months. I've just felt so since my knee got fucked up, right? Like, and even before that, I guess a little bit. It's just like the reality of like what I'm allowing myself to do is like I feel my body slipping into this fucking place of like
I'm not 18.
I'm not. Well, I'm not. People keep saying that like it's fucking like, oh, well, you're getting older. Haha. It's like, no, fucking, this is not right.
It was age 38 for me. And I felt it was crazy how fast it happened.
Yeah, it's like over a month, you're like, this doesn't heal the same way.
Well, I'm only 34.
40.
34.
40. Yeah. I got good genes. But that's when I felt it. Just happens though.
Yeah, but
it doesn't mean it's over. It's just, but also you can take it as it's like you're having a better human body, like your cognition and your body have a better awareness of what it truly is. When you're fucking pumped up off of natural hormones and you're 15, you're like, I can do anything. But then once you hit mid 30s to 40s, you're like, oh, I feel things more. I understand it a little bit better.
I just feel like, and maybe I wasn't around, but I look back at pictures of like a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old. Actually, you know what? To be honest, I look at like a 60-year-old from when I was a kid.
Oh, they're 80, 90.
They looked fucking on death's doorstep. And now I look at a 60-year-old and it's like they look good and they're so there is a certain level of like you can push the how healthy you are, you can push further out. And I guess that's where like I'm looking at myself going, why do I feel like this when I'm looking at fucking Cam Hanes type that are like 50 fucking 5 or whatever the fuck he is, 54.
Because he never wrestled or
just
did jiu-jitsu.
No shit, dude. Yeah. That's part of it. You the fucking amount
form
of
fits function, dude.
Yeah, and this I'm a fucking just a boulder that's weathered as fuck. just out on that jetty, you know. That's what I feel like, just a jetty boulder that's just getting pounded by the ocean all goddamn day long.
I don't think so. I think if you wanted to become more of like a lighter weight endurance person, I think you could do it.
Oh, fuck yeah. I think there's...
I've seen you move. You move better than 98% of humanity.
What about me?
You roll around like a dreidel.
Yeah, like a little Jewish fucking top.
Mazel tov, boys. Mazel tov. The Jew top. I'm here.
Dude.
I take space up. Dude. Don't worry about me.
That would actually be a sweet jiu-jitsu move. The
dreidel.
Dreidel. Oh, fuck. You hit him in the dreidel.
Choke him
out.
It did. Shalom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Just for the sake of getting my legs ready to go hunting in next month, I was like, I'm not going to get into like phenomenal running shape, so why try? So I just go for short, like 10 minutes out, 10 minute back at a comfortable pace jogs, which is still more than I would normally do if I was trying to push myself and hurting my knees and bullshit. So why not just do that? And I think that still builds a good base of leg muscle for traveling in the mountains.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
The reason my pack is packed over there is so that I can start taking it out and just go
carry it.
Yeah, once or twice a week, I'm going to go ruck, whatever, 5 miles, 8 miles.
Also, what don't I want?
Just because I want.
Yeah, this is heavy. What don't I want?
It's not even close to loaded.
Okay.
It's maybe 35 pounds right now, which is actually kind of awesome because I've got everything except for like the fresh steaks and the whiskey in there. You know what I mean?
Almost
like,
there,
yeah.
Oh, 5 more pounds of that.
Yeah,
you get to go.
But all this lightweight equipment, like my my 4-season tent with carbon fiber poles.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit, boy.
But and just to start getting ready for it. And I think like don't get discouraged by injuries. You have to the lesson of entering middle age is not to give up. It's to figure out ways to overcome through flexibility and mobility.
Yeah.
And change. You may have to change your body type. I'm no longer trying to be a 200-pound Army Ranger. I'm trying to be a 175-pound enjoy my life.
Yeah. Well, that's true. They're called little old men for a reason. You never hear big old man.
Yeah.
You got to change with the times. And I think keeping a certain level of body mass, strength-wise, is important. But yeah, I guess you don't really need to.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I roll with Tyler and Scott Stillwell, I feel like I'm in a fucking train wreck. Mm-hmm. So I don't think you need that much body weight.
No, I've never been a guy who really gave a shit about that, but I just have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So don't worry about maintaining it. Worry about.
Dude, does it look like I maintain it?
Yeah.
I like the way Scott moves.
Oh, dude.
I like the way, don't get me wrong. Well, actually, I hate the way.
The third gayest thing I've heard you say tonight.
I hate the way Tyler will ride my neck because, like, once he gets on my back, it's like I got a real fucking problem. But, like, Stillwell, I find myself lot of scissoring positions, but that brings me great joy in jiu-jitsu. So I like the way that guy moves. He's a fun fucking roll.
Yeah. Yeah,
he shreds at a guitar too.
That's what I've heard, man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him play, but I've heard
pretty good
stories of his illustrious.
Dude, I'll never forget. Like I played piano for years. I taught myself how to play guitar.
Should we do an Electric North talent show?
Absolutely. Actually, yeah.
Into summer barbecue.
Dude,
Electric
should
North
we host it? We'll start it and host it.
Hey!
Jenny, we're going to need a curtain and a Bob Barker microphone. Like one of those long ones with a little...
It would be so fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Actually, a talent show. What was I talking about earlier? All I can think about is a talent show now.
Dude,
that'd be fun.
It draws you, dude.
What's your act, Mike? You singing and dancing?
Ventriloquism.
Who's sitting on your lap?
Pretty good, huh?
Oh my God.
Anyway, kids class on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
I'll do my Nick Cage impression.
Do it.
Yeah, hit it.
Nah, dude, it's only on special occasions. You mentioned National Treasure. And
You guys got to go back to previous episodes if you want to hear his Nick Cage impression.
When you said National Treasure, it's all I could think of that movie.
Yeah, dude. I might have to go watch that tonight. Now that she said it, it's a fucking. I love that movie.
You put me on speaker, I'll do it in the same time you did. More of a treasure protector. Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit.
Leadership.
Yeah, dude, that'd be a blast.
Leadership. Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss.
All this stuff's related. Like, we're in a... Dude, Trump just got
back
another
to personal
assassination
standards.
attempt. But what this is about...
That doesn't have anything to do with
No,
personal
but
standards.
that does. That is about pride. And the people you have conviction and you believe in.
Yeah,
that
the
is the
person taking
reason
shots
you
was wearing
straighten your
sweatpants.
gig line. That is the reason you stand up in line, is because you have conviction and belief and you want this higher idea to go forward. See, look, it even drove thinking. Jordan got a headache right there, but I understand what you're going through.
When I was a kid, I always looked at, and when I was a kid, I had the world fucking pegged. It was simple, but it was accurate, right? Like when I was a kid, I had this shit figured out, and then as I got older, I was like, I let things I tested the waters with shit a little bit more. When there is a certain level of, you see somebody with high standards, their hair's done, their shoulders are back, they're wearing something, and I always figured guy's kind of an arrogant prick.
Sometimes
He's
with that
probably
truck,
he's probably got money. He's probably he's got this fucking, but then. And then you see somebody else that's a little bit more rough and more into art and all this other shit, or their
character.
Their character, and they're just an individual, and you're like, that guy's probably pretty fucking cool though. And that was me being a dumb kid thinking I had everything figured out, right?
Yeah.
But
it's observation.
But there's a certain
You can be unique and original and have high personal standards.
Yeah. Yes, and that's where the
You don't have to be.
When I was a kid, I saw that.
You don't have to be a carbon copy, G.I. Joe, dress right dress, everybody.
But ideology will eventually take over standards. You can still be unique, but if you're a zealot,
if I saw two guys dressed like that and two guys dressed like, I don't know, Daniel going to a Brazilian steakhouse, I would immediately say, okay, those two guys over here will get along, and those two guys over here will get along.
Yeah.
They're cut from the similar cloth.
But then you walk out of Electric North and you realize that.
Well, yeah, you start with any jiu-jitsu gym that you when you get starting to go into jiu-jitsu gyms, you find guys are talking.
You got cops and criminals hanging out after mat time.
But then it kind of goes back to what you're saying about dressing the part. If an army is dressing the part, they will automatically group themselves together and they'll find the differences within that group. But from the outside, they are already grouped together, right? So like the judging, like the world judging a certain group based on how they're dressed and how they're behaving or whatever, good or bad, ends up being like, it unites that group because everybody has similar thoughts about them. So when an army has a dress that is something, they're slick, they're everybody knows what the fucking
Nazis.
Marines, yes, the Nazis look like, the Marines, whatever slick looking uniform, and people present that with like these people are
power,
there's something
professionalism, and can get it done. The image of
if the more
competence.
I'm not selling the steak, I'm selling the sizzle.
But there's also something about having so many of the same thing over and over and over with as little deviation as possible that says people like that kind of shit. Yeah. People like it. I don't give a fuck what it is. If you see a box full of fucking pencils, what do you do? You want to fucking reach your hand in there and be part of it. You just, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something about like having a lot of one thing that I think people
You're saying like the dress of like the uniforms all being identical across. Yeah. Like so, the parade. Yeah. When all the soldiers on parade, when they're marching the same way. Yeah. You're right. People like organization. Yeah. They like standardization.
Yeah. So when you see that, I think they really...
But what do those people think? Why do they think that's awesome? It's not because these people just randomly started marching. No, they're thinking it because the leadership
requires coordination and
this is
leadership.
I've been struggling with this. Like, what is image? What is leadership? What is... we talked a little bit about this, but I'm truly thinking what leadership is people that have acted. Like... built from the bottom up is I feel how so many people get to a higher status just because they're like, I've had this credential, I've had this credential before that, but it's not through doing things, it's through being in a place, and that gets you to the next job. I feel like true leadership is enduring struggle and then going to another group and instilling to them what your struggles were, how to avoid them, and how to work past it. I feel there's something to do with, I don't know.
So I look at, let's simplify it. We have a wrestling team, right? And we're looking for captains. What is it that we are looking for from a captain, a leader?
Someone that's strong, but also someone that
work
holds
ethic
their
and
own,
charisma.
Someone that holds their own, and someone that makes others about them better.
There's you look at like a movie Rudy, where somebody worked their ass off.
He sucked.
He sucked, but he worked his ass off.
They put him into the fourth quarter.
But then the whole team was willing to lay down their whole fucking season on him.
Yeah.
Right? And he made them better. He didn't make them better by him being on the field.
Handle your own and make the people around you better.
Having high personal standards.
Yeah.
And having that like all out, all the time attitude that meant that the player, the better athletes had to also be all out all the time. Or it would be shown that they were not.
But what is that? That's true leadership.
That's leadership by example. That's dragging what a rising tide lifts the boats.
But that's what I mean.
That's taking it upon yourself to be the rising tide.
But Rudy isn't the best leader. He's a good icon or a good like measure mascot. Of like, look how good this can be. But true leadership is someone that can handle their own, and then they lift the others around them. That's why I say I think it takes action. It takes not being raised from the bottom up. I just work here, and that gives me qualifications for the next job. It's like, I built something. I did something. That's why people look to Elon Musk. That's why war veterans are always idolized. And like back in World War II, field commissions were given to people that became famous because they made the other soldiers around them better and they contributed a lot to the society. I think there's something about leadership, standards, clothing, the way you stand in line that I don't know. Maybe we're entering a war where these things used to be so much of the past and now they're getting to the wayside because of technology or AIs.
I do think it's important, like how you interact with people and how you conduct yourself outside of your house and just in public, and how that has gone to the wayside. And when you see something, you act upon it instantly, versus needing to think about it. You see somebody with a fucking flat tire, you help them out. You see somebody, those little things like that. And I'm not saying pull over on the side of the road and fucking help people. I'm saying like a lady trying to load up an old lady trying to put groceries in the back of her car, and you give her a hand. Those kind of things.
If you feel capable, do it.
Yes, because it's part of your. It is important that you, as a leader in your community or a protector in your community, or to show people, to show kids around you, to show like that is how we conduct ourselves.
Yeah.
And in conducting yourselves in a way that like does that is super important. I think that there is if you look at me, you see kind of a little bit more scrappy, like not well dressed or whatever. My facial, I got a big beard that's all fucked up, but I'm willing to fucking help somebody.
Yeah. 100%.
And I think that there's a weird like dichotomy there of like people don't look at you and they go, oh, this fucking construction worker. How many construction workers like have that, like, oh, you will go to the store, you're fucking messy, and like people are like, this fucking construction worker, and you take that and you put it in your head and you sit there and you, as you're walking through a store,
That's your story that you're telling yourself.
Yes.
But
you start doing that, and then well, I'm not that. I'm fucking gonna help this lady do her shit, but I just fucked her day up because she thought I was just a construction worker that was a piece of shit, and here I am fucking loading her groceries in her car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but that goes back to my thing once again of standards, and like just because you wear the clothes and like you have a tight gig line, there's going to be just like people. Yeah. There's going to be outliers. There's going to be pieces of shit. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's the election stuff going on and it's like you're trying to get momentum and people behind you. I'm just thinking about like, what is rah-rah? How do you get people to stand in line? How do you get people to dress well? How do you get people to dress well and go on a front line? Like all these things do have connections, like for belief, for country, for ideology. Say it however you want, but these wars have been fought all throughout history. It's just kind of going through ours.
You might be right with the chivalry idea, with the idea that marching off to war was romantic.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I think it was.
You wanted to look the best you could.
That's what a war boner came from.
The old war boner.
The old war boner. Tuck it in your waistband. Yeah.
I mean, that's a third or fourth tuck it in your waistband of the night. So
I think we have to call the show.
Yeah, I think we just hit terminal velocity.
I think when you hit number 4, you have to call it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, tuck it in your waistband.